I want to thank Tyler Tyler Lancaster for letting us use his paper to look at a few things. So by now, hopefully everybody has had a chance to look at their returned paper, and you see that there are a lot of errors marked up, a lot of error codes that you need to go study about so that you don't continue to make those same errors. Let me say this, the grading will get harder. I was pretty light because the X minus means needs work, and it's 65%. So it's still technically a D if you're thinking about it that way. I can do X minus minus or 0 on whatever I need to. So please make sure that you are working to improve on these different areas that you may have problems with. So Tyler had an excellent paper, and his was a good one to use as an example. So let's first start talking about a couple of the errors that came up in everyone's papers. So here's one right here. Parents, comma, however it may include. Let's look at the whole sentence. Their target audience typically includes working adults and single parents. However, it may include students pursuing a degree at a college that doesn't offer one of the classes needed for completion. So whenever we have the word however, if it has a full-on sentence behind it, okay, then we have to separate it from the previous sentence. So right here, we call this a comma splice. It's when we've used a comma where a period or semicolon should go. We've used we've used a comma to separate two independent clauses. So to fix this, we need to put a semicolon here. And then if you start a sentence with however, you should put a comma after it. Okay, so that's how you would fix that one. Another thing, so if you got the number 24, and everybody did, 24 means comma error. So what that means is the place that it was highlighted, if there is a comma there, then you don't need one. If there's not, then you need one. That's how that code works. So in this instance, I told Tyler he needs a comma right here. Although an email is instant, there's oftentimes a delay. Anytime we have an introductory clause and then we have the independent clause following it, so there's oftentimes a delay. It doesn't actually need this statement, so that's when you put a comma there. Okay, I'm going to go back up to the green one in a minute. Some of you got a 22. That means that the pronoun has a problem. It's usually a vague reference or unclear reference. So if you got a 22, it has to do with the pronoun, and you need to figure out how to make it more clear for your reader. So leading up to this, that essentially beats the entire purpose of a lab. Labs are made for hands-on experience. If it wasn't, students would simply read about it in class. Well, he's just mentioned labs in the plural. But I also think he just needs to be more specific here. If labs were not meant for hands-on activity, then students could simply read about them. Okay, I'm not going to bother to fix that, but you get it. Make sure that you're not using vague pronouns. And then the biggie. Now, Tyler only had one instance of this, but some of you went to town on it. In this class, we are only using third-person point of view. Sometimes YOU slips in because that's the way we speak. But I want you to get out of that habit because YOU is technically second person point of view, and we're not doing that in this class. You may have opportunity and reason to do that in other classes, you know, if you're doing a process where you're explaining to someone how to do something, but we're not doing that in this class. So you need to get rid of the use however you need to. A response is expected if talking face-to-face unless the teacher is simply and rudely ignoring the student. I think will be fine, right? Okay. Backspace doesn't work. Okay. So get rid of the use however you need to, and there's a variety of ways. One thing that Tyler did very well that I want to reiterate to everyone in here. Your introduction paragraph should set up the conversation. Okay, it should, why are we talking about this? And it should end with your strong thesis statement. Pick a position and stick with it. So his thesis statement is this: face-to-face classroom learning is the best form of learning. Okay, strong, he's stating his position. And then your paragraphs should be focused and start with topic sentences that set up the whole point of the paragraph. These topic sentences, by the way, also can relate directly back to the thesis. Face-to-face classroom learning provides a more productive way of communication between the student and teacher. Next, online classes bring forth complications concerning due dates. And lastly, online courses do not offer the same valuable hands-on experience that students can receive when in a classroom. So, all of this has to do with communication. All of this has to do with due dates. And all of this has to do with hands-on experience. And so that's very important. A lot of you got the message to focus your paragraphs, and that's what I mean. Have topic sentences that tell me exactly what the paragraph is about and support those topic sentences with enough good detail. Okay. All right. I hope that this little review helped. Please review all of your error codes and get your writer's reference out and make sure that you understand the mistakes you made. And if you do not, send me an email and I'll explain specifics to you. Just you have to be specific when you ask. All right. Thanks.